We have a story now of a 7-year-old boy who's been suspended for brandishing a weapon at school. His name is Josh Welsh. He was eating a Pop-Tart when the unthinkable happened. Watch.
It was already a rectangle. I just kept on biting it and biting it, tore off the top of it, and it kind of looked like a gun, but it wasn't. All I was trying to do was turn it into a mountain, but it didn't look like a mountain, really. And it turned out to be a gun, kind of.
I was just eating this Pop-Tart, and now it looks just like a gun. Can you imagine the pastry-induced panic caused by this reckless behavior? How will his classmates ever go on with life knowing that they were this close to being slaughtered by a strawberry assault Pop-Tart? Actually, this is just a regular handgun. This is a S'mores assault rifle here. Uh-oh, the barrel just fell off. That's a S'mores assault rifle. Of course, we have the strawberry flavored, this is just a regular revolver here. Glad this one didn't fall out of my hands. It's a grenade. Can you imagine a grenade? Of course, we have the larger 45 made out of a bear claw, which is kind of spooky because it's a bear claw and a gun. And probably the truest and most dangerous weapon of them all, right here. People say, why would you need a nuclear weapon? Oh yes, it's little boy right here, which makes fat man later, but this is little boy. Oh, it's happening. It's happening, gang. Can I tell you something? The people we have hired to teach our children, to get them ready to take on the world, are teaching our kids to be afraid of paper and Pop-Tarts. Get your kids away from these dopes. And if the teacher unions can't handle that we call teachers who think that these things are a problem insane or insanely stupid or dangerous, too dangerous to be around our kids, well, that's tough luck for them. Get your kids out of public schools. Do everything you can. Make that your priority. Get them away from these people because they're dangerous. The media is perplexed when the U.S. slips even further, currently 17th in global education rankings. Why? Because you have them being taught that Pop-Tarts are dangerous. It's insulting. But I expect nothing less from either the unions or the media elites, who have been trained to follow predetermined narratives, bitterly clinging to their leftist worldviews. Anything outside of that view gets ignored. For example, gun control. The media champions gun control, wears it as a badge of honor. But because it's the cause de célèbre of the left, and so they ignore the actual history behind it. We're coming up on the 50th anniversary of a pivotal year in the civil rights movement. 1963, America saw thousands link arms, endure firing lines of water hoses, be captivated by Dr. King's letter from a Birmingham jail. Violence. Well, you'll see reports on this, all this year, and obviously rightfully so. But you will see nothing about how gun control played a big part. Star Parker has just started a Never Again campaign. Did you even know gun control is not a new idea? Did you ever know the gun control roots, the racist roots of gun control? Or the Mississippi Black Code in 1865 that said, and I quote, "No freedman, free Negro, mulatto, not in the military service of the United States government, shall keep or carry firearms of any kind or any ammunition." African Americans had their gun rights taken away so they would not be able to rise up. You see, it's a whole lot easier to control an entire population if they can't fight back. Let me repeat that. It's a whole lot easier to control an entire population if they can't fight back. We learned that during slavery. What else were they doing during slavery? What? Something about schools. That's it. Isn't it interesting that our school systems are failing us so much that none of our kids can read when they get out of school? And at the same time, they're taking away our guns. Hey, those are the two things that were done to keep men slaves. Against the law to teach somebody to read, and against the law to have a gun. And the end result is slavery. Okay, you probably didn't know that about the Black Code, but you probably also didn't know that the NRA, its beginnings, had a lot to do with the Reconstruction period. You'd think that Americans, and especially African Americans, given what the country has put them through, would be a little skeptical of an overreaching government. The NRA just put out a new video to combat some of this nonsense. I don't know if you've seen it. Watch.
No one wants to fight for the protection. They want the government to do it. The same government who at one point hosed us down with water, attacked us with dogs, and wouldn't allow us to eat at their restaurants, and told us we couldn't own guns when bumbling fools with sheets on their heads were riding around burning crosses on our lawns and murdering us. This isn't a black or white, Democrat or Republican issue. This is common sense. This is self-preservation. It's about natural rights. I don't want a Glock when they have an AK. I want an AK. I wish I had less bullets. Said no one ever who's been in a gunfight. Guy telling me to get rid of my guns when I need them the most isn't my friend, isn't looking out for my best interest, and doesn't speak for me or the community that I'm part of.
Somebody's trying to get rid of my guns when I need them the most. But who needs them the most? I mean, in the black community, because they're perfectly safe. In the black community, in the inner cities, everybody's completely safe. There's no problems. Nobody needs a gun in the inner city. There's nothing going on there. It's peaceful and sunshine and lollipops 24 hours a day. They're ignoring history and pushing solutions that fly in the face of common sense. So now, are you going to continue to say they're stupid or they're insane? Or are you going to start to say, they know something I don't know. They have an agenda different than mine. A 16-year-old high school student in Florida acted heroically when he wrestled away a loaded gun from a 15-year-old suspect who was threatening to shoot and kill another student. So what did he do? He got up and he risked his own life. He wrestled the gun away. He put himself in harm's way for the safety of someone else. Now, isn't that what we want our kids to do? There's an act of courage. That's a hero for you. So what did the school do? They suspended him. They suspended him for 3 days. He saved a kid's life. They suspended him for 3 days. Yeah, that happened last week. Have you heard that outrage from the media? Oh, no. Why did they suspend him? Because he played a role in an incident where there was a weapon present. Oh, he should have just sat on his ass and done nothing. Why would they do that? Because, see, there's another lesson. Sit down. Take it. Don't you dare get up. Don't you dare say anything. You're not the first responder. That's what they're teaching your children. They're not the first responder. This kid is a hero, and they suspend him. Ask yourself why. It's not an out-of-control school board. It's not stupidity. It's not rules or rules. He's a hero. Why? Teaching your kids to sit down and take it. Do nothing when someone else is in need. Man, as I'm saying this to you, I remember telling you this would come. I remember distinctly telling you this would come, and here it is.